What do you reckon? Am I going to get to work in it?
No.
Oh.
Looks like your gearbox has had it.
Oh, terrific. Well, can't you do something? Anything? Look, got some cash. Have you got a phone I can use? Hang on!
Doc identification is not enough, Viv, and you know it. Now set up an ID parade.
The plaintiff won't wear it. He's scared.
Well, what about the suspect?
He wants one.
Well, then give him one. Otherwise, you're going to be in breach of Code D. Where's Tosh?
His car's broken down.
What, again?
Again.
Well, what's he doing?
He's catching the bus.
Look, when he comes in, will you tell him to get rid of that rust bucket of his? We got an image to maintain.
What image?
He's also got 5 kids to maintain.
Not your problem, all mine. That ID parade, set it up.
Number 15 go from here, mate.
Yeah. You just missed one.
Oh, no.
Where are you going?
Sunhill.
Oh, take 95. And get all
On top. That's good.
Don't push. Don't push now. That's it, thank you. Yep. Just 5 downstairs, please.
All right, mate. Stay through.
Oh, nice car.
Which one? The one at the front, the one in the middle, or the one at the back?
What?
Well, you're not looking at one motor, you're looking at 3.
So far, we've managed to get hold of 2 complete cars, both run. The vehicle examiner's taking a look at one of them now.
What about that workshop?
Stacked out, on top of the shop stuff. Jag gearboxes, Range Rover panels, the lot. I reckon they're acting as suppliers for other ringers.
So what do you want to do about it?
I'll bust the house next to the garage.
When?
Oh, now, if I can have Viv and Tosh.
No, you can have Viv. You can't have Tosh.
Why not?
Because he's not here yet, is he?
What's up? Want a card, please? Put them off. Thank you.
Eddie. Edward Armstrong. Excuse me. It's Edward Armstrong, isn't it?
No, I'm afraid not.
I'm sorry. I could have sworn it was.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry.
Do you know what I've just seen?
Nope.
I've just seen a ghost. Edward Armstrong, what age? Oh, I'd say mid-40s now.
What's his trade?
Fraudsman. But you won't find him in our crime book. Not yet, anyway. And he only ever committed one crime. As far as we know. A good one, though. 5 years ago.
Where?
In Upminster.
So what did he go down for?
He didn't. So if I give you details of how he operates...
Are you telling me he was found not guilty?
No. The Essex force may be able
Tosh,
to...
what are you telling me?
I'm telling you that I was the arresting officer in Upminster 5 years ago. I was stationed there before I came here.
Ah. You mean you lost your case?
No. I lost my suspect. He committed suicide while out on bail.
So what do you expect me to do? Organise a séance? You've just seen a man on a bus who's been dead 5 years.
Yes.
We've got a heavy workload, Tosh. If you want sick leave, go about it the right way.
I don't want sick leave.
Oh, I thought you might be looking for an excuse to go and sort out your domestic life.
My what?
Well, you've been going on about it for days.
No, I haven't.
Oh, yes, you have. Your wife, your kids, your debts, your clapped-out motor.
Oh, that was a joke.
Oh, no. Just because you wrap a smile around your face every time you have a moan about it does not mean it's a joke. Am I right, Alistair? You know the golden rule. You got troubles at home, don't bring them to work. We got enough problems of our own. Them men on buses. You'd have to do better than that, Tosh.
Well, I'm going to follow it up.
Oh, no, you're not.
Guff, it's a full inventory of those stolen motor parts. It reads like a who's who of quality spares. Cheers.
What's up with him today?
It's Monday morning.
Oh, yeah.
So this man, this Edward Armstrong, how'd he kill himself?
Left his clothes on the beach, walked out into the sea one cold winter morning.
Was the body found?
I know. Oldest trick in the book.
Could you be mistaken?
No, I'm sure it was him. Meant a lot to me, that case. What there was of it.
So what can you do?
Reopen it?
Boss just said no.
Did he?
And he's right. It's not our territory. Anyhow, it's difficult to make a good job of faking suicide. You must know that.
Yes, I know that.
So, alive or dead, it belongs to Essex.
Not anymore. I've checked. 2 years ago, Mrs. Armstrong moved into Borough Court Park. And unless someone's changed their boundaries, that's in Sunhill's territory. OK? I'll see you later.
Yes. Much. Thanks awfully. Bye-bye.
Do I pay for this here?
You can, yes. 65 pence, please.
Thank you. I don't know whether or not you remember me.
No.
We last met 5 years ago, Mrs. Armstrong. In Minster. Detective Constable Lyons.
Heather, look after the counter for a moment, will you?
Thank you.
I'm not called Armstrong anymore. I use my maiden name, Taylor, because there's a lot of things I want to forget.
You're on the post office, dear?
Yes. So the last thing I want is the police coming here, especially you. I don't want to be reminded about the past. If the post office authorities knew about the criminal charges against my ex-husband, I'd be out of a job. And a good job. Tea, coffee?
No, thanks. No. Not necessarily. You weren't to blame.
In this area? I don't take chances in this area. You see, I made a new start. That's why I came here. I'm Mrs. Joan Taylor, widow. That's all anyone knows about me. That's all they need to know.
Yes, I understand that.
So, why are you here?
You're just passing by.
Passing by from Essex.
I also moved into the area to make a new start.
What do I care about your life? It's my career I'm interested in. So, what is it? What do you want?
I just want to ask you a few questions.
About what? About security? Here we are. Take a look.
No, about Eddie.
What? After 5 years? What can I possibly tell you after 5 years? I didn't know that much then. You tried to con me the same as you tried to con everyone else. He's dead, Mr. Lyons. He drowned himself, remember? Took the easy way out, didn't he? Left me with the debts, the shame. Days and nights of worrying about him. Left me with a lot. And at the same time, he left me nothing.
Yes, I know, I'm sorry.
But I just happened to have rebuilt my life. I got this job. I got a bit of money put by and I'm happy. I'm happier now than I've ever been. I'm also getting married again. To a good man this time.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I've seen him, Mrs. Taylor.
What'd you say?
I said I've seen him. I've seen Eddie this morning. On a number 95 bus.
Fitzwarren Lane, Sunhill's answer to Wall Street.
Oh, is it?
Well, I know it doesn't compare, but wish I had a fraction of the money that changes hands here.
I'm looking for a man who got off a bus here this morning.
Well, most people get off buses here in the morning. They go to work, then they get on a bus and go home again.
Yeah, well, that's what he looks like.
Well, you know what they say about men in grey suits? They all look alike to me.
Yeah.
How much? Are you sure? I'll get back to you.
No, hang on, thanks.
Do you know how much that garage wants for a new gearbox?
An arm and a leg.
No, more than that. God, it's marvellous, isn't it? Eh? Just what I need right now, just what I need. Well, if I've got a cough out for that lot, that's this year's holidays up the spat.
Can't they patch it on?
Nah, they don't do patching up these days. Not interested in it, are they? All they want is your money. Or they come the comedian bit, they crack that joke about, you know, keep the oil and change the car.
Hello?
It's right though, isn't it, eh? Huh? I mean, some guys, they get all the luck, even if they don't want it. And there's mugs like me, you get one bad break and that's it forever. Nothing ever changes. Do you know, I've never, ever won anything in the whole of my life. Fruit machines, raffles, games with the kids. I've not even won a booby prize. Have you?
Where'd you get this from?
Armstrong's wife.
He looks full of confidence in this photo, doesn't he?
Yeah, he always was full of confidence.
Is that why you didn't like him?
What do you mean I didn't like him? I never said that. And what's that got to do with anything? He was breaking the law and I was just doing my job. That's all there is to it.
You said he may have only committed the one offence.
He was breaking the law.
Oh, yeah. I've been reading up about him. Quite a lad when it came to the money, wasn't he? You see, people like that, they're born with the touch. Now, you give them a £10 note and they'll turn it into £1,000. Other people, well, they just turn it into a debt.
You mean people like me?
No, I didn't say that, Tosh, did I?
Right, what you got for me then?
Nothing. Nothing at all. His MO seems to have died with him, and there's nothing that relates to it anywhere across the board. Monday, the 13th of January, 5 years ago. It all ends there.
Great.
I hear you want to buy a motor, Tosh.
I don't want to buy a motor, I want to mend one.
Well, if I can be of any help.
You? Cheers, mate. Cheers.
And what time do you call this?
I hear you busted those ringers, Ed.
Turn the whole place over.
Hey, hang on. In your travels, you haven't come across a gearbox, have you? Manual?
A what?
Yeah, for a 10-year-old Volvo estate.
Sorry, Tosh. Wrong end of the market.
Fair enough, fair enough. Hiya.
What's that?
Copies of the missing persons report and the questionnaire Mrs. Armstrong filled in. They faxed them through for me.
Put them on your desk.
Hey?
Come on. I want to have a talk.
So how are things with you and Maureen these days?
Terrible. You know, sometimes I think I should leave my clothes on the beach. Just walk out to sea, away from it all.
Yeah, knowing your luck, Tosh, you'd float back in again with the tide.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that. Few years old. Nothing spectacular to look at, but a good runner.
Where can I get £4.5 grand from?
Well, they'll let you have it on a strap.
Oh, no, thanks. I've got enough debts as it is.
Come on, let's go and have a drink.
All right. So after a few months, he'd worked out a nice little scheme whereby he added 10 pence to the bank charges on every account below £5,000, and he added £1 on every account above it. There you go.
Great.
And the difference?
He credited it to a false account. He opened one for himself under a false name.
He must have made a small fortune.
He did. But we nicked him before he had a chance to transfer most of it. One of the bank employees was suspicious over the name on the false account. He'd spelt it wrongly. It's amazing, isn't it, eh? I mean, this Armstrong bloke is a genius with figures. But when it comes to spelling, when it really matters, he can't do it. That's how we got him. Cheers. Cheers. Then he goes and drowns himself before we get into court. Well, at least that's what I was told for the last 5 years. Until this morning.
So, you got no doubts that you weren't imagining this?
No.
Did you speak to him on the bus?
Yeah, I said his name.
Shouldn't have done that.
I know that. I realise that now, but it was the shock of seeing him, that's all.
So how did he react when you said his name?
He didn't react at all. It was like he didn't know me. Look, Gov, I know it's him. I think he's working on Fitzwarren Lane where the money is. I've seen his missus, or his ex-missus, whatever you want to call her. She runs a post office in Borough Park Court. Again, where the money is. If he's alive, he'd have to go for it again. He couldn't leave it alone.
What about his wife? Does she think he's alive?
No. She's all set to get married again. Gov, please, please, Gov, just one more day, please, maybe 2.
Half a day.
That's not long enough. Because I'm going to be late again tomorrow for the 2nd time running. I'll have a cheese salad roll, please, love.
Soft or crusty?
Soft, please.
That's one.
Do you know how long I've been wandering around this godforsaken place? 3 hours, ever since I got off the bus. It's got no soul, this place. I've been in every bank, every building society. If it's got anything to do with money, you name it, I've been in it.
Doing what?
Just looking, hanging around.
I'm surprised no one's called the police.
So am I. It's funny, you know, really, because if my car hadn't conked her, I wouldn't be doing this at all. Wandering the streets looking for someone who's not there. I'd have been doing other things. Proper things. Perhaps it was a bad day to begin with.
When?
Yesterday when I got on that bus.
Tosh, are you saying you could have been seeing things?
I don't know. Maybe I've been in the game too long. Seen too many people, too many faces. Things sort of become a blur in the end, don't they?
Do they?
Of course they do.
Yes, madam.
I'd like to see Detective Constable Lines, please.
181 from Sierra Oscar.
181 receiving.
Report of a disturbance, 181. Paul and James Building Society office.
On our way. Do you know where it is?
Is that Mrs. Taylor?
Yep.
Mrs. Taylor?
Yes.
I'm Detective Sergeant Gregg. DC Lines isn't here at the moment. Can I help?
It's not really a disturbance, more of a nuisance. We just can't get him to leave.
Oh, don't worry, he won't cause any trouble. All right, Arnold. You want it again, are you? Come on. Whoa. Let's get you out in the fresh air. Come on. Let these people get on with their work. Right, Sharon? Right, folks, sorry about the disturbance. Party's over. Sierra Oscar from 181 receiving.
He came to see me last night. Just turned up, out of the blue.
Who did?
I got such a shock. It's not fair. He shouldn't have done it. It's just not fair.
Mrs. Taylor?
You see, I've rearranged my whole life. I'm getting married again to someone I love. And I've been taking advice. I thought I'd have to wait for 7 years, but no. On presumption of death, I'm entitled to get married at any time.
Look, just hold on a minute, Mrs. Taylor. Whose death are we talking about?
My husband's. He drowned himself 5 years ago.
Right. So who came to see you last night?
He did. He tried to plead with me. He said he had to do what he did all those years ago because he was in such trouble. And he said he hadn't been in trouble since. He was working hard to save money so we could get back together again. He said he was doing it all for me.
And did you believe him?
Yeah. I did believe him this time for once. But it's too late. I told him that after 5 years without a word. It is just too late. I don't want him anymore. I found someone else. That's only fair, isn't it? Only natural. Isn't it?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid Mr. Fowler has left the office.
Mr. Fowler?
Yes, it's our chief accountant you're asking about, isn't it?
Well, look, he came through that door earlier.
Yes?
Yes, that's Mr. Fowler. He's only just gone.
Gone where? To lunch? What?
I think you'd better have a word with the manager.
He said nothing to me, or to any other member of the staff.
So what don't you understand?
Well, Mr. Fowler seems to have left us. In a hurry. He's cleared his desk, taken all his personal items, and just gone. Why would he do a thing like that?
So how long was he working here?
Oh, something just over 2 years. It's been invaluable. I don't know what the company would have done without him.
Sunhill?
Yes. He's been living in the area as well for the past 2 years.
Where?
We don't know. He gave us an employer's an address, but it was false.
You're telling me that Eddie's been living in Sunhill for 2 years? Probably watching me for 2 whole years?
Yes.
That's terrible.
Mrs. Taylor, when he told you that he wanted to come...
It is terrible. How could he do that to me? How could he hurt me again after all this time?
We need to find him.
Then what?
Then he stands trial again.
What about me?
Tosh. Yeah? Don't tell me. I know. I'm late again.
Uniform had just had a call. I think you might be interested in this one.
What are you on about?
He had ID.
What's his name?
Eric Fowler. That him?
Yes.
Well, he hasn't faked it this time.
No. No. He hasn't faked it this time.